Sup chips, sup dips.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Real Neighbours, where we are quickly developing hit catchphrases.
Hit catchphrases, yes. We're trying to work on our slang lately.
Chips and dips.
Yeah, that's
So
hoping that catches on.
I got bad news, Jamie.
What's that?
We have budget cuts.
Ah,
I know. They didn't even give us time to take off.
our sponsors pulled, last minute.
So one of the things we're experimenting with is getting one set of batteries to get us through 2 podcasts.
Oh, okay.
So if we can pull that off, we're already pretty well on the way to balancing our budget.
So what you're saying is this might just cut out on us?
Yeah, right in the middle.
Cool.
I didn't want to tell you until we started.
Okay. No, that's fun.
I don't want to spend money. I don't want to just... I care about the planet and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I actually, I really hope it just cuts off while we're in the middle of going off on something and we don't notice for like 10 minutes and then we look down, we're like, oh crap, was that not recording? And it'll be like our best thing ever, probably. It'll be like the coolest moment we've ever had on this podcast.
I like to think our best moments are off podcast, Jamie.
That is true.
Isn't that nice?
Anytime I make a joke in real life, I'm like, oh, I could have recorded this.
Yeah, you do.
I'm just kidding.
Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, you have to be egotistical to get into showbiz.
You do, yeah.
Even when you're just doing a little like toe dip with just rambling for an hour.
Yeah, we're actually really full of ourselves. No, I'm
Can't wait till I'm on the big screen.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So something funny I thought. So I was looking at we kind of have an interesting branding right now. We're kind of DIY, just doing it ourselves. Not much knowledge.
Homegrown, local farm.
Yeah. What's that called? Free range podcast, grass fed. But I noticed what we've done, like our makeshift logos. I was looking at it, I'm like, why does this kind of look familiar? And I was just really staring at it. I'm like, there's something about the way, like that yellow border we're doing. I'm like, what is familiar about that? And I was like, you know what? And then I had an ad.
Did you find a connection?
Yes. I realized it kind of reminds me of like the National Geographic logo.
Why?
Because if you I don't want to show you right now, but just take my word for it. If you look up just the covers of National Geographic, that's kind of the same box. And I swear we didn't do that on purpose.
That's not homegrown. National Geographic is not homegrown, Jamie.
No, it's national or it's international. Definitely not homegrown. No, we didn't copy that though. I swear. But it is a different shade of yellow, and obviously we have our own font. What? There's enough differences.
That's like them doing the 100% real Canadian beef.
Yeah.
With McDonald's.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not real. It's just a trademark brand of some sort.
Yes, I've heard that.
I refuse to believe that National Geographic is national.
Yeah. No, it's international from what I've seen.
For sure. Yeah.
Full of shit, those guys. I'm just kidding. It was. I used to think it was interesting. I think the only place I've ever read National Geographic was like high school.
Yeah.
I think I remember like my art class when we would do like weird projects. We're like, yeah, we have all this scrap paper you can use and just be a bunch of ripped up National Geographic magazines. So I'm not implying it's not interesting.
I'm trying to be involved, but now I'm starting to realize that maybe I shouldn't have snacks nearby me when we're doing this.
Yeah,
because I'm subconsciously like I have a bag of beef jerky beside me.
Yeah, and that takes a lot to chew. So you're just sitting there like munching down.
I'm just letting Jamie talk, and I'm just munching away on my beef jerky.
Is he chewing gum? Like what an asshole!
I feel bad, so I'm trying to stop. Jamie, take this away from me.
Okay, I think
put it over there somewhere.
I'm hiding the food from you. I think the next podcast though, we should chew gum.
Both of us should get snacks.
Well, no, we should just chew
gum. It's not fair if only I have some.
True. Well, I just think it'd be cool for the listeners to hear us chewing into the microphone. So we'll have a special next episode, called the gum chewing episode. And pretty much what it'll include is just gross noises from our mouths.
I'm pretty sure I could transition to ASMR pretty easily.
Yeah.
That's what ASMR.
That's true. We'll give people those tingles.
Dude, did you ever see those videos where it was like the girl eating 4 pounds of lobster or something?
Yeah. What are those called? Mukbangs? Mukbangs or something.
Yeah, I think it's mukbangs. Yeah, that's exactly what it's called.
Yeah. I've never understood that. I find it gross to watch
Yeah,
people
dude, the
eat.
worst part of all is the fact that they have a tub of like this greasy sauce.
Ooh.
And it's like a gallon of it. Like it would fill up a gallon of milk.
Yeah.
And they're just dipping it with like Liberty, just sloshing it on like it's a bath.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I hope you guys like that. I watched one where
I just like the way it sounds in our headphones.
Yeah, it sounds real. I watched one where this girl was just eating like pickles, and she's just like, and like it's
just the way
squirting,
it pops, dude.
squirting out of her mouth.
You
and
know
stuff.
what? If I was
So
into
gross.
ASMR, pickles would just get me going.
Yeah.
Oh, just the way it breaks and it just has that cracking visceral noise.
Ooh, nothing better.
Oh man.
No, I don't like. To be fair, I have looked up like ASMR just out of curiosity. I've been like, oh, like what? I've seen the ones where they're like ASMR, like head massage role play.
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
where they have the mics and they're like gently massaging the sides, like. Listen to that.
I like the way that feels in my
To be
ears.
fair, I have gotten like tingles from that, like little chills, but I'm not into it. It's like I've checked it out before.
No, there's definitely it's a visceral because it does give you the sensation like you're being whispered in your ear, and that's
I
something
used to
that
get-
you naturally respond to because they actually have these they're like microphones, but they're designed basically around like the shape of a head.
Yeah.
And there's like a microphone on each side. It's basically designed to replicate the size of the human skull and try to simulate the sense of like being in a 2D, like in a space, and you can hear it simulates pretty close to what you hear. So you have all these people doing ASMR around these mics, and they come up to like the ear of like that like contraption, and they're whispering into it. And dude, it's freaky.
How's everyone
Guys,
doing
if
today?
you haven't seen this, look this up.
Do you like the tingles?
Do you like the way this feels?
Yeah, no, there's some really weird ones though. I went down that rabbit hole once before. Like I was like, what are these? And one of them I saw was like putting phloem in your ear. I was like, what? It was literally just a video where someone was like,
Oh, that's brilliant.
crumpling phloem into, and it sounds
Man,
like it's,
these guys. Okay, Jamie, these guys are innovators.
yeah, they're on another level.
they're
yeah.
just they're reinventing the platform.
Yeah, yeah, it is fair. And do you know what's funny? That exact feeling when I was younger, I used to get it like just from people. I didn't know what it was, but I had certain friends, and there's this old lady I used to deal with, like at work, like back in the day, and she used to come and talk to me, and I would literally get lightheaded listening to her talk, and I always was like, that's weird, and it was like that ASMR feeling. Just
She made you feel faint.
yeah, like she would just talk, and like the way she talked, it was weird, and I'd get chills, but I liked it kind of.
Dude,
but
do
it was
you know what
weird.
it was? You
It was
were
weird.
probably you didn't realize it, but you were interacting with a master manipulator.
Yeah.
That spent her whole life getting what she wanted.
Yeah.
And even just when she's so good at it now that when she goes to just do the mundane thing she does every day, everybody's just mystified when she's just speaking to them.
Yeah. No, she's making like business moves. Like she's like she can get anything she wants just with that voice.
Jimmy, you got to be careful. You almost got tricked into a bank heist.
yeah, she's like
For sure.
She's like, hand me your wallet, and I was like, oh, something tells me I should.
Janet, you're just so nice. I can't say no.
Yeah. But no, it's a weird rabbit trail to get down, but I get it. It's not my thing. The food one is gross though, not gonna lie. I can't stand
Give
hearing
me
people
your
chew.
phone and take down my number.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so something interesting I thought I would bring up. So I kind of warned you ahead of time. I'm like, I kind of have something that may seem dumb at first, but like bear with me. We'll get somewhere.
You're not really supposed to do the behind the scenes part.
Oh yeah, we weren't supposed to. Yeah, forget I said that, everyone. Okay, no. Yeah, we've never talked about this. So anyway, so basically, around like Halloween, a friend of mine gave me like a little trick, like a little treat bag. Sorry, a little trick or treat bag. But it was.
Is that what people in their mid-20s do?
Yeah, well, she's just fun, you know.
She's a fun individual.
She's just a fun person.
Most people aren't.
My friend Paige, shout out to her. But she gave me a little treat bag, and I was like really happy about it because like you don't get stuff like that when you're older. So I was like, oh wow, I'm happy she put this together for me.
You skipped your way home.
Yeah, I was so
Ran
happy.
straight to the bedroom. You hadn't even opened it yet.
No, I was like giddy. I was like, what could be in here?
Oh boy.
Yeah, I was, and the funny thing is, I was gonna egg her house. I was like trick or treat, and I was ready for a trick. But she had a bag ready.
And then,
so.
and next thing you know, she was just happy to get a carton of a dozen eggs.
Yeah, and then I was gonna egg her house, but then I was like, you know what? Here's a gift to you.
And then Paige is like, "Wow, you know what? Jamie's not creative, but he's nice.
Yeah,
he's a practical giver.
I got breakfast for a little while.
I guess I'll just do some unscrambled."
Yeah. Now I can make omelets thanks to him. But anyway, in this bag, there was this toy. It was like a little yo-yo, like way too small to actually work though. So you know how yo-yo is like it's the weight and then it's the recoil that gets it going.
Yep.
This was like really cheap, like dollar store plat. Like it was a lot of good candy stuff. Like I liked the bag, but I thought it was funny. So this little yo-yo with a skull on it, and I was like,
So you
dope.
have to start with the criticism, eh?
I was like, dope.
All the downsides of your nice little gift bag.
Yeah. No,
Paige,
I
if you're listening,
this was
you
basically
did good. There's just a couple caveats.
I just wanted to rabbit trail on shitting on Dollarama. No,
you mean the name that became out of date because of inflation?
oh yeah, that's true too. The stuff there, it's like welcome to Dollarama. That's
Dude,
$2.
do you know what Dollarama is going to be in 2 decades?
$10?
How do you even
$10
justify it anymore?
Yeah.
Cook like anything you get, even basic things like chocolate bars, in 20 years are going to be like $3 to $5. Mm-hmm. You're gonna have to be like dozen Dollarama.
Yeah.
Dozen-orama.
Couple bucks Arama.
Couple bucks Arama.
Yeah. Well, so anyway, I was basically looking at this product though. I was like, nobody tested this because it doesn't work. Like, it's not heavy enough to really be a functioning yo-yo. So, but like, it was just a fun little game. Like, exactly. But anyway, I just thought it was funny because I was like, do people actually like test the things at Dollarama? And it got me thinking because I was like, when I was a kid and I used to go shopping at Dollarama with my parents, they used to say no for a lot of stuff. Like I'd be like, cause my mom used to like Dollarama every now and then, and I used to think it was fun just because I was a kid and I don't really care about if things are cheap, right? As a kid,
Yeah.
So I would go there and I'd find all these like cheap toys. I'd be like, Mom, can I get this? And she would always be like, no. And then I was always like, why? I'm like, it's $1. Like you guys are like made of money. Like what reason are you saying no? And then one day I realized they just don't want me having like a million cheap pieces of plastic
garbage,
just
yeah.
laying around the house. They just realized like if they gave me everything I asked for, I would literally just have garbage everywhere.
And dude, I was just saying this earlier, but I think you kind of border on being a hoarder. So I imagine you being a kid just having like hundreds of these little garbage knick-knack toys all piled up in a corner somewhere.
Yeah.
And oh, come on, dude. Going back to QA, do you really think they do quality assurance on Dollarama products?
Yeah.
Dude, do you know what they probably do?
Is it still lead? I know a lot of it's like made in China. I know the regulations aren't as big there.
Dude, they probably like show up
Is
and
there
a guy
lead paint in like Canada Dollarama stuff?
I don't think so.
No.
No, dude, lead has become very taboo. It's not really.
Okay.
Even that whole thing, like, people still say it's in pencils. And I'm like, dude, what are you talking about?
that's
They stopped being in
graphite.
pencils
Yeah.
ages ago.
Yeah. That's great.
But dude, can you imagine doing QA for Dollarama where a guy just walks in, he just
tests all the toys,
slaps
make sure it
something on
actually works. They're like, no, we don't care. It looks like a toy. Someone will buy it for $1.
Dude, he probably just puts it on the table and says, "This is a hairbrush made of toothpicks."
Yeah.
And it's $1.
I don't know what the purpose is, but it's $1. So shut up and buy it. You're like, okay.
And they probably are just like, sure, put it on the shelves. Someone's going to buy it, and we're going to make money.
Yeah. We don't care if they pull their hair out with it.
Better luck next time.
Yeah. They used to sell a lot of swords there, and I remember when I was a kid, I hit someone in the nose with one really hard. You know him, I'll just say it was Josiah. I remember, and my dad got so mad at me because I had this toy sword and I was just flailing it around like an idiot. And
you mean the two of you that were both like passive aggressively trying to one up each other all the time?
Yeah, I think maybe I did it on purpose.
100%.
I was kind of we would get in fights, but he's a good guy. Shout out to him.
Dude,
but,
I loved friendships like that when I was a kid, where you were just a kid and you were casually going around and you were jumping on the trampoline and you're going, "This is fun," and then your friend goes, "I can jump higher than you."
Yeah. Oh, trampolines were a battleground.
I know.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, next thing you know, he's like, "I can jump higher than you." Then you start kind of subconsciously jumping a little bit higher. The next thing you know, he pushes you a little bit, and you're like, "What's this guy doing right now?"
Yeah. I know. I feel like pretty much any drama or issue I had as a child was started because of a trampoline.
It's totally true, dude. I think it actually was, dude. That was like the stomping ground of manhood back in the day.
Yeah, that was like my first taste of being competitive. Was like, you got to fight for your spot on that trampoline.
And can you even imagine how inferior you felt if you couldn't do things like, back flops or even, God forbid, front flips?
Could you land a front flip?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I could do it, but I would just land on my ass.
I could do front flips, back flips, and actually I could do it without even doing momentum anymore. I could just flip on the spot. But one time when I did a backflip, I cracked my neck really bad.
Ooh, yeah.
I did it was a broken trampoline, and I was trying to do like the instant jump with no buildup, and it was broken, and I flipped funny, and I landed on my neck, and after that I couldn't do it anymore. My body subconsciously stopped me from being able to do backflips. I would go to do it, and I would stop halfway, and my body would just go, nope.
Yeah.
And I'd flop onto the trampoline.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. I haven't done a backflip in like 15 years now.
I think that was my fear to never try it. Was I was scared I would land on my neck, like a backflip. That is because I used to be able to do a front flip, but I would just flop over. It sucked.
It's
But,
not dramatic. It just happens, and then it's over so fast that you're just like, oh,
I almost
and then,
died.
and it just tweaks funny, and it just hurts for like a week kind of thing.
Yeah.
But dude, I was like 10, 11. Dude, I was rallying in no time.
Oh yeah. You're pretty spry.
What I did is I slept 10, 12 hours a night, and I was good to go.
Yeah.
That's the secret, folks.
Yeah, definitely. Like I do miss those friendships because it's funny. Like adult friendships aren't like that. Like if you're fighting that much with your adult friends, you probably shouldn't hang out with them. I think as a kid, like I used to get in these dramatic fights that were definitely.
Well, dude, everybody stares at you. That's the problem. Mm-hmm. When you're a kid, it's fine. Everybody's cool with the fact. Like if there's kids fighting the trampoline, do you think the parents sitting by the grill are batting an eye?
Yeah.
They're way too busy talking about their conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
But when it comes to adults and you're at a bar and some dude stands up and starts going, "What are you saying?" and escalates a situation, everybody just thinks he's a fucking moron.
Yeah. Exactly. Like I feel like if I was fighting nearly as much as I was with the people in my childhood, wouldn't hang out with them. I think I would be more scared nowadays if any of my adult friends are like threatening me. I'm like, holy,
you're on a trampoline with a couple of your buddies, and then it just starts to happen primally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I used to like double, I would hit, we would like wrestle as kids.
Oh, dude, totally, dude. Even we wrestled. I remember us wrestling a little bit.
On
like
the trampoline.
we do like some, I think we did some straight up punches here and there too.
Yeah.
It wasn't messing around.
It would get heated.
I could tell you're spending a little too much time with our other friend there.
Who? Oh, yeah. Exactly.
I was like, wow, who's he been hanging out with?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, there's someone who lives pretty close to his house.
Yeah, and he's kind of a big asshole. I'm just kidding. No, he was
total prick. No,
he was fun.
No, I as I said, I remember those moments fondly in a way. I like that. The competition and the I'm better than you, and I would feel the need to compensate.
Oh yeah.
Something very authentic about it.
Yeah, they truly were just like a battleground. But yeah, so something also I've been meaning to do since we've started this that I haven't done yet. I wanted to shout my brother out, which I actually realized I haven't done. We're episode 3 in, and my brother actually started like a little.
Why do we have to shout at your brother? Do what I think it could have happened naturally.
Well,
now you're wasting everybody's time.
How does that ever naturally come up? Like we start talking about like. Here we go. Anyway, check out Canucky Fried. It's my brother's gaming channel. They're really funny. I would just say check them out. This is our first paid sponsor.
Well, we're probably. Whoa, Jesse's funding us?
Yeah.
Well, he just cut our budget. Yeah. I can't even afford batteries.
Oh, what an asshole! Yeah, I know. Yeah, the money gets to people's heads. Jesse, that the returns, tycoon.
You know what? Well, we're going to be on there at some point, maybe. So
yeah, we are. Well, we'll
go down and hang out at Jesse's.
I just say we're episode 4 in, and I'm like, we might as well give him a shout out. We got a whole hour to talk. Might as well say, hey guys, if you're listening, check out Canucky Fried.
All right, perfect. Are we done yet?
Yeah, let's just move right on. Screw them. All right. Yeah.
Well, we gave them a minute.
A whole minute. This is prime. These are prime hours. Yeah, you better pay us next time, Jesse and Chris.
It's so targeted.
Yeah. I don't know, but I like watching gaming channels. I never wanted to necessarily start one, but I think it'd be fun to go on one.
Yeah, I have no interest. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't know if I could do it for a living.
Yeah.
I don't care about... I don't know. I like games, but I'm a simpleton gamer where I pick one game and I stick to it. If I ever did that stuff, I would be like, this is my one game.
Yeah.
And this is what I play.
Yeah. You'll be like ninja of Fortnite.
But all those people that... like all those people watch growing up, like Game Grumps and shit like that. They play so many games, and I don't know. To me, that's exhausting.
I think there is something fun about it, which is exactly why I want to like support them. And I think we are going to go on there sometime, so that'd be definitely we'll give a little shout out.
But it's all about the people too, right? Because if we enjoy doing it with them, like your brother Jesse, and Chris,
I'll do a few.
Then, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
But if I don't enjoy it, I just won't say anything, and I'll just stop going.
Yeah.
So
if
if,
it turns out real shitty,
We'll do it once, and I'll think, wow, that was a disaster.
What if-
and I'll never bring it up again.
now here's the thing. What if I just love it, like the way we both go on? I'm like, this is the funniest thing I've ever
Dude,
seen.
that's when our drama's gonna happen.
And then
you're having an affair with Kentucky Fried.
Yeah, and you're like, what about our thing, Jamie?
I'm like, why are you dipping their hand into their KFC bucket?
Yeah. Why are you dipping in for their controllers in their KFC bucket? We got a podcast to worry about.
Yeah, priorities.
No, yeah, I don't know.
It's all about us versus them, Jamie.
That's fair. That's very.
This
fair.
is business.
Yeah, I'm really excited for when we have just like the bottom of the barrel, like just low budget wash up celebrities. I'm excited to get those. Like that's our goal.
Oh yeah, dude.
I just want someone who's not relevant at all anymore.
Well,
And,
step one is to find those people because
Yeah.
I don't know who they are.
Oh.
Okay, Can you even name off any?
like
Who's like a
washed up
trashy
celebrities?
C-list? Okay, Jamie. So you're a D-list. Okay, so you're a D-list celebrity.
Yeah.
Let's take you up one notch. What is considered a C-list celebrity?
Like the kid from like Home Improvement or something.
Or
have
you know
him
what?
on.
Oh yeah, like or the. I mean, is the kid from Sixth Sense like? Are any of those like notable kid stars? Are they doing anything lately?
Drugs.
Do you think they're they're either drugged up or they're ready to be on a podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll get the kid from Sixth Sense. That's a good goal. No, but I'm just thinking, even like the weird washed up ones who, I'm excited to see if we grow. That's our first target. Is someone who's just not relevant at all anymore.
I thought when you first said the kid from, I thought you were gonna say Home Alone. I was gonna say,
Oh, yeah, who's that?
I'm just pausing, going like, how out of touch is this guy?
yeah, we could get like that.
Man, that one,
that nobody.
that no,
McKevin.
it kind of rhymed with Mac Miller.
McAllister? I don't know. Something.
Kev,
Anyway,
I don't
we'll
know.
never figure it out. I don't know who that
Who
guy
knows
is.
what is? I don't know. I don't know who he is.
Home Alone guy? I don't know who that is. But yeah, I'm excited. We'll get people. Oh yeah, oh, and another big actor from Home Alone, Donald Trump. We'll definitely have him on. Yeah.
Dude, they edited him out of the second one.
Did they? Like on TV?
No, they did.
Too divisive.
You know those streaming channel video, those streaming places.
Like there's many, but yeah.
Yeah, one
Like
of those. I don't know which
Netflix, I
one,
don't know.
but
Whatever one
on
Home
one of
Alone's
them, they edited him out.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It's to me, it seems a little bit petty to go back and edit
Yeah.
a film that's over 20 years old just to
Yeah.
be like,
Yeah, I understand.
that.
I understand not being a fan, but yeah,
eat that old film.
Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like at
We
that
got 'em.
point. Big deal. People. It'll come on TV and people will be like quivering. They'll be like, "Not on my
Not Home Al-
Christmas movie."
I know, not Home Alone 2, and then he just, and
Donald
then
Trump is the Grinch who
and
stole Christmas. He's
people
in
are
my
just-
Christmas movies.
all the kids are just crying, and the parents are just throwing their beer bottles, just like, fuck this.
Yeah.
This is fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to enjoy a Christmas film with my family.
Oh, actually, in the Simpsons, one thing apparently they got rid of the Michael Jackson episode on Disney Plus.
Really?
Yeah, because it was after that documentary came out.
Leaving Neverland.
Yeah, which to me it's like I just want to see it. Like at least for the sake of preserving history, I want to see it. You don't have to, and he's not even benefiting from it. Like I get if someone did something bad, if you don't want to support them because you're like they're making the money, they're making the the revenue.
Yeah.
I understand that if you're really trying to like make a statement, say I don't want to support this person, but he's dead anyway, so it's not like he's even making the money off the Simpsons episode for being on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of doing that stuff.
No, because it's like I just want to preserve like what's there, as in like I just don't watch it if you really hate Michael Jackson that much. But it's like I'm just curious to see it. I've never seen it. I'm like I didn't even know he was on a Simpsons episode.
Yeah, I watched portions of it. Maybe we should watch it at some point.
What, the Michael Jackson episode?
Yeah, well, no, the Leaving Neverland it was called. That's like the whole
okay.
thing that kind of started him getting in trouble.
Yeah,
But-
there was accusations back in the '90s too.
Yeah, no, it was a thing forever. And there's two things. And actually, I love that Dave Chappelle thing he did.
Mm-hmm.
Dave Chappelle did like a stand-up thing, and one of his hot takes of on that particular one, which was like Sticks and Stones or something, was he basically said, "Okay, I'm not a pedophile, but if I was, Macaulay Culkin would be like prime rib. Oh no, he would be a New York strip steak.
Oh no,
You know, and I'm like, yeah, and I would say. I won't say
that's
too.
dark.
Okay, I won't say too much more until we actually watch it. But my
Leaving
biggest
Neverland?
confusion is the fact that he was followed by the FBI for apparently around 10 years.
Michael Jackson was.
Yeah. Actively tracked by the FBI.
Is that true?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, the FBI, because as you said, it was around for years. It was like, as you said, the 90s.
Yeah, there was accusations out in the 90s.
He didn't pass away till 2008.
Yeah.
So the FBI followed his ass for a very long time.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know what? I'm open to new ideas. Maybe it is true. Maybe the FBI were in on it. Maybe they didn't do a good enough job.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
maybe we'll have to check it out.
Yeah. Again, something that severe, I don't want to like put my speculation out there because it's totally baseless. I have no idea what happened. He could have been. He could be innocent. I have no idea. I don't want to speculate too much. But I think more recently stuff has surfaced, which is a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not saying I'm like with him and saying he's innocent or anything. I don't want to speculate too much because I have no idea. Literally have no idea. Wasn't there.
Idea either.
Wasn't there.
Oh, Jamie. I'm so happy we came to the same conclusion.
Yes.
Ah, no idea.
Yeah, but he probably touches kids.
He diddles kids.
Yeah. Do you know what's weird? I was in New York City when Michael Jackson died.
Really?
Yeah. It was like back in the day. Like we went to a Christian school, and it was like a mission trip.
Oh, dude, I never got to go on that
Yeah,
because
you didn't go
I
on
got
that.
pulled out of school a
Just
little bit before that. Was that the grade 7 trip?
Something like that. Yeah.
Dude, I never got to do that stuff.
I was pulled in grade 8 too, weirdly enough, but I managed to go on that trip. But it was I was in New York City, and I just remember it was such a big deal because I remember Times Square and everything was putting Michael Jackson stuff everywhere, and they're like, Michael Jackson just passed, and there's all this rest in peace. I just remember witnessing all this stuff, and everyone was talking about it. And
it must have been a spectacle in the sense that when you were walking around.
Yeah, it was like the biggest news, and it's a big city, so stuff spreads like that. Huge, like
Yeah, dude. Do you know what my first-hand experience with something like that is when the Raptors were playing. Mm-hmm. Like, how long ago was that? Was that like a year ago now?
The Raptors playing.
Yeah. Like they were in the
I don't know.
finals.
Do they play all the time?
Oh, I forgot. You don't know anything about sports either.
No.
It was like the NBA finals. Remember? It was
Yeah.
in Toronto, the Raptors.
Oh, the like
Shit
really
like that.
hyped game like last
Dude,
year. Or whatever, yeah.
I'm not sure if I might have said this before, but I was on a show like a block away, like at a theater, a
Yeah.
block away from where the finals were happening.
Right.
And there's a couple nights where they were playing, and on 2 of those nights, I couldn't get home for 2 hours because there was tens of thousands of people like draining out of the Union Station onto the streets, and then here's me working 14-hour days, like 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. going outside, going, I just want to go home, and I just see 15,000 people walking out of the building, and
in their jerseys.
I know, and I'm like,
dribbling
these
basketballs.
goddamn sports enthusiasts.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make a buck here. I'm trying to get a living.
Yeah. You're like, I'm just trying to walk here. I'm walking here.
And I tried to get
Guys,
an
get
Uber.
your basketball out of here.
The Uber was $90.
No way.
But by the time I was there, and I was like, oh, fuck. Time to, like...
Wait a minute. Ubers, the price goes up based on
demand, of course.
I didn't know that at all.
Well,
I thought it
makes
was
total sense.
I thought it was just first come, first serve. I thought it was more like they just have a certain amount on, and if there's none on, because the way I've always seen it, well, I guess if they're in a big city, there's always someone available.
Well, it's literally just capitalism. It's supply and demand. Basically, the more people want something, the more they're going to constantly raise the price because there's going to be a certain category of people that are willing to pay that premium.
Economics 101, folks.
Which I will say, if you are willing to pay that money, is advantageous.
Yeah.
Because you will get the first priority for a premium.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's actually kind of shady, though. I didn't know big cities were like that. Because, like, here in Sarnia, it's small enough that whenever I get an Uber, it's like $10 anywhere.
You're lucky to even have an Uber driver actively going around.
No, there's actually
really?
a lot. Pretty much any time I get an Uber now, there's at least a couple on.
Damn.
Sarnia's hitting the big leagues.
So, dude, do what I did. Do what I did after... And I was unironically being like that. I was actually seething. I was going like those fucking basketball people dribbling their goddamn, and I was just wandering down the street festering for like an hour because I realized I was stuck. There's nowhere to go.
That my friend, I went and saw Pearl Jam with my friend John. I don't know. I'm not gonna say. Well, I didn't say his last name, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, he was so mad we couldn't get a cab that he punched like a cab while we were walking by. We were really drunk. Like it didn't break or anything, but I was like, dude, chill.
Were you trying to get to Pearl Jam?
No, we were leaving Pearl Jam, and everyone was leaving at the same time, and we were trying to get back to our hotel without walking through the sketchy part of Chicago.
So after
he was
seeing
getting
Pearl
mad.
Jam,
I wasn't that mad.
he's punching cabs.
Oh, Pearl Jam's heavy though. We were moshing. We got angry. No, I just.
But I thought it was like you guys were pissed off because you're going to be late for the show.
No.
And you're already drunk, and you're trying to get to Pearl Jam.
I would just say he's probably one of those people who, like, at a certain point gets a little easily angered when he's drunk. But he was fine. It was just a quick little freak out, and then he was fine. I was like, all right, let's chill.
Jimmy, I do have a confession.
Yeah.
Pearl Jam is definitely my least favorite band out of the big four.
Like out of the grunge bands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know what the big four is, right?
Like as far as alternative rock and
From
stuff?
like the 90s grunge scene.
Like Nirvana, Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. It's almost like the moment you hear Big Four from grunge, you almost just assume those bands.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, they're probably my least favorite of the four. They were actually one of John's favorite bands, though.
Really,
my friend John. Yeah, it was I almost said his last name. I shouldn't do that.
I know. Yeah. Let's avoid last names.
Let's avoid that. But it was kind of like a friend of a friend, my friend's brother. But we're all friends. It was cool.
Maybe I should try to do it more. I should try to listen to them more. Mm-hmm. They just never hit.
They had a couple.
They never hit
songs.
for me the way the other three bands did.
Oh yeah, I was a big Nirvana fan. Like in high school, actually, I went like a whole year where like I pretty much exclusively listened to Nirvana.
Oh,
like
dude.
I listened to all their B-sides. I was like obsessed for like a year.
Oh, dude, I had a Nirvana phase too, where I was listening probably for like 6 to 8 months only Nirvana.
Yeah, me too. Just
like,
everything in their discography.
And it was
I don't know why. I really liked them when I first heard them.
I think it was pre-Pixies. I must have been like 17, 18.
Yeah.
I listened to a lot of Nirvana, and then I transitioned into Pixies.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like Queens of the Stone Age and stuff.
Yeah, and then you started showing me Queens of the Stone Age. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, those were like, discovering music like that for the first time is what a treat. Hey.
Queens of the Stone Age, they're again one of my favorite bands, and that when we saw them live, that was amazing.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Like probably one of the best I've been to, and Pixies. But the one time again, we missed them showing up.
I couldn't go.
Yeah, you had to
went.
work or something. But yeah, we got like $20 tickets to see Weezer and Pixies. I was pretty pumped.
And by the way,
more pumped
I bought
to see
the
Pixies.
tickets.
Yeah,
I saw the deal. My buddy Declan, he was like a touring bassist guy for 20 years. Super cool dude, and we worked together. And he just randomly Facebooked me, and he was like, dude, you need to get these tickets ASAP. It was like $20 seats at Budweiser to see Pixies and Weezer.
Yeah. Actually, I remember the message.
Right away.
I remember the message. You just messaged me like, hey, I bought $20 tickets to see Pixies and Weezer. You're coming.
And everybody was on board. I got like 5 people right away.
I was like,
so
absolutely.
Easy.
Yeah.
What a great lineup.
But Pixies, yeah, they're like one of my favorite bands. I wasn't as excited to see Weezer, but you got to picture this. So this was actually the most disappointing thing. So we were like kind of drinking a bit to save money. We didn't want to spend $14 on beers the whole night. So we were drinking a bit before. And I remember like we looked up the band that was supposed to be headlining before. We listened to them. We're like we could do without them. So we tried to time it so we missed them.
And we killed it.
What
Our timing. Are you talking about that? You're talking about.
Am I mixing up different parts?
No, you mixed it up.
Oh.
Because Pixies opened for Weezer. Oh, and you guys missed the
and we
opening.
were just late. Okay,
yeah.
no, I'm thinking.
Now,
I'm
Queens
confusing
of the
two
Stone
different
Age,
times.
they had an opening band, and we didn't care.
We missed,
and we nailed it. We got there just at the perfect time for Queens to go on,
but
like 10 minutes out.
But picture this: one of my favorite bands, pretty much the main excitement for me. We get there, and the music's already playing. We're like, oh shit! We're like, this isn't good. And I just remember how disappointed I was. We get in. And then there was like 2 more songs, and I was like, "Oh!" And then we had to sit through Weezer.
And do you know what they were playing? They were playing their Blue album again.
Yeah. No,
and
I don't mind Weezer.
And you know what? And in the middle of the Blue,
I was more excited for Pixies.
In the middle of the Blue album, they did their Africa cover.
Yeah, they actually did. They did a cover of Africa.
Dude, I don't know. Weezer doesn't excite me as much as they used to.
Not as much. Well, again, like they're good in their own right. Like when I was there, I realized there's more songs I know by them than I even gave credit to. So I was like, oh, I actually forgot this was even Weezer.
Yeah,
but,
there's a lot of those bands where you don't realize that they had their famous album, then they have all these random hit singles over their 20-year career that you just hear on the radio and you don't even realize who they're credited to.
Yeah.
And then you show up at a concert like that and you're like, dude, Weezer wrote that song?
Yeah, I was shocked by some of it.
I've been at bands like that.
Yeah, I was shocked by some of it. But yeah, I just remember the pure disappointment of showing up for like one of my favorite bands and they're already done. But I saw them headline before too.
Don't forget that we saw them at Massey Hall.
Yes, we've seen them headline, so that was fun.
I'm assuming y'all are Canadians, so... and that's why I use y'all.
Yeah.
It's a very American term.
Yeah.
Yeah, just before Massey Hall closed, because it's closed now, and it has been for like a good year and a half now.
Yeah.
It's been closed for a while, and Pixies.
It was a beautiful venue.
Yeah, it was like the last 3 months before they closed.
I'm speaking to the Americans because you're only speaking to Canadians now. I want to. So when I speak, I'm speaking
Representing
specifically to
all
the
right.
United States. Don't worry, guys. I got your back. Just
I'm backing you up. It's the most beautiful
our
Canadian venue.
Our international fans. I'm repping you.
But yeah, dude, Massey Hall, what a venue, man!
Yeah,
oh
it was
my
beautiful.
God.
Is it gone now?
No, it's being renovated. Like $20 million.
Wow.
It's a huge project. I imagine it was delayed by COVID. The initial estimation was 2 years. Nobody knows how long it's actually going to be now.
Yeah.
So we'll see about that. But I'd love to do more concerts there. So
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
assuming, hopefully concerts happen at some point here.
Yeah.
Because there is rumors about the vaccine.
Yes, there are.
Which
Yeah.
is which I will say gave the stock market quite a bump.
Did it?
I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah. I don't know. Hot take. Are you comfortable? Would you be comfortable taking a vaccine that has been come out this early? I feel like that is. I feel like that's.
Whoa, we're really gonna get into that, eh?
Well,
I would say
it's not that controversial because it is your own health. I understand people wanting this to be over and everyone to get it, but it is one of those things where most vaccines are tested for a long time. So I'd be a little skeptical. I'll let everyone get it first and see what happens.
yeah, I would probably
I don't
avoid
want to
the
advocate
first
not.
wave,
Yeah,
especially.
but I'm not
since,
anti-vaccine.
Yeah.
But I'm just.
I think the biggest thing is the fact that we're not the target demographic in danger.
Yeah.
Like whether you or I get the vaccine or not is probably not a life and death for us compared to, let's say, my Oma and Paka,
Yeah.
who would definitely be like, yeah, let's get that vaccine going ASAP.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Which I
Yeah,
don't know. I'll put some faith in our scientists, I suppose, but I don't know. It's one of those things.
the
Anything
scientist
rushed.
that used to give meth to kids.
Yeah.
Remember that? Anybody
used
remember
to?
that?
Used to, isn't it? Well,
you what? They still technically
Adderall
do.
is an amphetamine.
Yeah,
but
it's an amphetamine.
It's a little bit of a fear mongering to say it is meth, but it is in the same family.
But dude, like,
it's a small
I'm
dose
just saying,
of
dude.
something in the same
40
family.
years ago, dude, they just gave out whatever you wanted. They was like, take this, take that,
Yeah.
cocaine. Why not? It's great.
Yeah.
It makes you think fast.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like this is my own joke. It's just a funny like little thing I saw. It was like being like an old doctor would be awesome. Like just drunk as hell. Like you got ghosts in your blood. Let's do cocaine about it.
I know you're currently high while you're like distributing drugs to your.
Yeah, you got ghosts in your blood. Do cocaine.
Got to keep the demons out.
Yeah, they did actually prescribe like cocaine. That was a medicine.
Your blood's thick. Do you know why? Probably because you're a bit strung up. It's time to loosen out.
And by taking more drugs.
Take some speed.
Yeah.
Go for a run.
Yeah. Actually, I read.
Here's some ecstasy to make you feel a little poppy.
Yeah.
Make you feel good.
To make you like hug,
depressed.
hug stuff.
Feeling depressed? Take some MDMA.
Yeah. Then you'll feel good that day and feel really depressed the next day.
Suck
but then you can just take more. Just come back to the doctor.
I recommend just enter a vicious cycle that you go so far down that you can never go
Just
back.
be dependent on us. Yeah. Well, that's kind. I don't know.
Dude,
hot take, but that's kind
wow,
of what pharmaceuticals are.
we're kind of almost hitting a
very like
an uncomfortably true
anti-vaxxer.
point.
Yeah, I don't want to sound like I'm all anti-medicine here, but I actually, do you know what's funny? I watched a thing on like the Nazis, and it was like apparently they were all on.
Okay, wow.
They were all
Are we just gonna constantly go into these like atomic bomb conversations?
the like most controversial
We're just flying
things.
from like,
Hey, we're not.
Are you gonna take the vaccine?
Yeah.
Oh man, the
Have you
medicine
heard of the
system.
Nazis?
I
Yeah.
was just doing a little research on this little thing, called the Nazis.
No, I was just a fun little fact. Apparently, the Nazi soldiers were basically on meth. That was just all I wanted to say.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They
No,
actually
it
were
was
on-
it was very
They
common.
were on like stimulants, and it was basically likened to like meth, basically. So just picture all these methed out like Nazi soldiers. Like, what a time! That's scary.
Oh dude, no, those were very interesting times. My
Very
grandparents grew up in Holland, so
Ooh,
my
yeah.
plan actually at some point in the future here, which I need to start thinking about and schedule, I'm going to get my Oma and Paka, which is Dutch for grandma and grandpa, because I also have German grandparents. But so my plan is to eventually record them and get like the full history of them growing up, because they grew up under Nazi rule. That's
Okay.
basically what
That
the
would be-
situation was in
that would
Holland.
be interesting, yeah.
And I know a lot of the stories, but the thing about stories is obviously they become secondhand, third hand, and then forgotten.
Yeah.
So it would be really cool to have
capture it.
It's 2020, right? So wouldn't it be awesome to have a full HD video, great
First-hand.
quality audio, a first-hand experience I can pass
that'd be a
down to
cool
the family.
project, yeah.
And people 200 years from now, let's say down the family line, the Kelway family line, will be able to watch that and go, oh, that's so like that's my great 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 grandpa.
Yeah.
And this is HD footage of him talking about, like World War II. That's amazing.
That is cool, yeah. I feel like when we get into like too heavy of topics, then instantly I'm like, at what point do I feel comfortable making a joke?
Quickly,
right after?
when do I say so? Yeah, and then
yeah. Hey, there we go.
or that.
But
or
I always
you'll-
feel like, at what point can I make a joke? Because I actually something I noticed what the last one we did near the end, we did get on a very somber thing. We're talking about death, and then I just remember I could tell myself I was like, I can't really make a joke now because it's a little too real.
You're like, I know you're looking at me going, Austin's giving me nothing to work with.
I'm like, I can't make like a poop joke
Austin's
about
getting all
people dying.
lethargic and just talking about
Yeah.
like life and
Yeah.
mortality, and you're just sitting there trying to like think about like a funny segue or like like fart jokes.
Yeah, I'm trying to say something really just stupid and crass, and you're just like talking about like big tragedies that people deal with. I was like, ooh.
People have like hard points in their life that they have to get past and eventually accept that they got dealt a hand and be okay with that. And you're just
Yeah.
sitting there going like, fuck.
Yeah. What do I say now? Come on, man. Give me something.
Pissing me off.
Give me something.
And you left
nothing
that night.
funny about
and
that.
And I'm like, oh, Jamie, you want to come over to my place and hang out? And you're like, nah, I'm good. And just
No.
like go downstairs in your room. And
I was like, I just need to think. Also, I just need to be alone. At the end of the podcast, I'm like, you really gave me a lot to think about there.
it was a lot to think about, but also, why wasn't it about me?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah.
You got to keep that ego high.
Yeah, no.
If you start talking too long and I can't get my input, I get upset.
Yeah, and me too. When you're talking too long, you can tell we're in a battle for
Screen
the
time
air,
or
for the air.
audio time.
Audio time. I'm coming here to pitch my fake Scottish accent. Time. I don't. That's a horrible.
Wow.
Little bit of British humor.
Do you know what that was? That was the SNL auditions that we never have to see.
Yeah. Like, all right, what do you got? We go on SNL. I'm just like, oh, I'm a Scottish guy.
Oh, have you seen my Scottish accent?
I like golf and throwing logs. And SNL's like, next.
I know. Next thing you know, there's a guy on the panel going like, "We don't play golf."
That's not even a stereotype. We're sitting in front of a Scottish guy. Like, oh,
kilt and all.
Yeah, I was like, shit, I didn't realize I was wearing a kilt.
It's a traditional holiday for him.
Yeah.
That he's actively celebrating.
Yeah, and he's like kind of mad. He's like, you come on here, you come. Wait. You come on here disrespecting me like that? Bloody
Fuck off, mate.
You can't disrespect me like that. That's the worst Scottish accent.
I guess so.
That's garbage.
What are you gonna do now? Pull out your bagpipe.
What does that sound like? That doesn't sound like. I don't even know what that.
You know what?
Like.
I have a bunch of Irish buddies. Okay, and I've tried for the last. We've been hanging out for 4 years, and for all that is holy, I can't make my Irish accent sound anything but British.
Yeah. Same with Australian. I think no matter what, a little bit of British, I can. That's still so bad.
I know, dude. I'm not even gonna try right now because I get embarrassed. But
yeah,
all my Irish friends are sitting there.
Only I can embarrass myself.
And they're just like Kelway. You don't
cool
got
for
it.
that.
You just don't got it.
Yeah.
You just sound British, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hey, they all sound the same. I'm just kidding.
They're all European. That's what I like to call it.
Le français.
Oh, I'm from Europe.
Europe. Yeah. I don't know.
All right, perfect. Now that we've now disconnected another demographic from our podcast.
Hey, now. I'm not saying anything bad.
Dude, every week we have to make sure that we alienate at least one demographic.
Yeah. I've actually, since the last time, I've told a lot more people I know about it. And actually, that includes a British guy who will be listening.
Perfect. I have probably told
it's cool.
maybe half a dozen people.
Yeah.
I'm just not an entrepreneur like you, man.
Yeah. It's funny because the people I was telling, like, I don't know, like I was kind of like drunk, and like it was like almost like some of the people I told, I was like, would they even actually like this? And I'm like, whatever, check it out. Let me know. If you don't, You know, you can always watch Joe Rogan
It's probably a lot
or
better.
something.
You know what though? He goes on for like 3 hours.
Yeah, that's too
we're
much.
straight into the punch, dude. We're
Yeah.
gonna get all the business oriented folk.
Yeah, who want to get right to it.
They want like a shot at. They just want a quick shot right to the blood.
Could you imagine recording yourself talk to someone for 3 hours? I feel like at a certain point it would get real dry for me.
Well, also, dude, but okay. Well, two things. One, they're very interesting people. Usually, there's a lot to talk about. For example, if you have Elon Musk on your podcast,
Yeah, that's true.
you're probably like, "Hey, let's talk about one of your dozen businesses and ideas you
Yeah.
have going on the fly right now."
That's true.
And you can just do a checklist. You're like, "Let's try. Okay, idea number 1, idea number 2." It'll probably take them 10 to 20 minutes to explain every single one of them. There you go. 3 hours.
Yeah, which we actually haven't had any guests on. Like, we haven't had the kid from The Sixth Sense on yet. So I know
We got to start at the bottom.
Yeah, but I
Do you know what that means?
but
Our friends.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ew. Yeah. I hate my friends. I'm just kidding. No, but the thing is, I feel like we haven't even had a guest on. So to be fair, I don't really know, because obviously talking to one person a lot, like the minute there's another person in the mix, I feel like we might instantly have way more to say, at least to the, you know what I mean? It gives a lot more variety. So
Yeah.
it is easier to go on longer, I think, the more people, regardless of how interesting they are.
also, and then you know what?
Because they have perspective anyway. They have some stories, I'm sure, you know.
Yeah, and a lot of the repeat guests, like they're just freaking smoking cigars, you know,
Oh, on
or
Joe
smoking
Rogan.
weed,
On Joe
getting
Rogan.
drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because it's their 10th time showing up. At this point, they're just buddies.
Yeah.
And Joe Rogan's going, let's just get fucking smashed.
Yeah.
And do a podcast. 3.5 hours.
Yeah. Yeah,
I guess I should go home. All right, wrap it up, folks.
Didn't he do like mushrooms with like Post Malone for like 3 hours? I'm like, I could not host a like that'd be sketchy.
No, they didn't do that.
Yeah, he was on mushrooms.
What?
Yeah, with Post Malone, it was 3 hours, and like he's like, yeah, we're a little drunk now. We did a bit of mushrooms, and like the minute they said, I'm like, could you like, holy
What?
crap, like,
Oh my god.
yeah, I'm pretty heavily caffeinated right now, which is like all I could do. Anything else, I would not be able to host anything, I'm sure.
You know what though, dude? It's like playing in a trashy bar band. You can't start. You do your first couple shows. You keep dry. You focus on your chops. Just 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
And then eventually somebody says, "You want a beer?"
And then-
you're a dozen shows in, and you're like, "Oh, I could do like a beer or two."
Oh, yeah.
You get used to that.
I'll be
3 or
cracking
4
some
beers,
cold
5,
ones,
6,
cold
dude.
ones eventually. We'll see how it goes.
Dude, 6 months to a year into being in a bar band, you're just just blackout.
Yeah.
Just slamming your slamming the drum kit or playing bass like it's your last
and the bigger
day on
you
Earth.
are, the less it even matters because they'll watch regardless.
But dude, I'm telling you right now, those guys who play all the time, practice all the time, doesn't matter how drunk they get. Those guys got fucking chops.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen people like
It's a well-oiled machine.
Dude,
at a
I've
certain
had
point.
buddies of mine who are up on stage, and I can tell they're like ready to fall on me.
Yeah.
Because they're just that drunk, and they're still playing on point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, exactly. Because it's like, obviously with music especially, it's like muscle memory. So
Although,
if it's something you're rehearsing a lot.
yeah, and also, but keep in mind though that a lot of those people are functioning alcoholics, so
That's
that
true, too.
definitely is a factor.
That's true, too. Yeah.
And they're just playing in bands to get free beer.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, something I do want to do with our podcast down the road is like, I know some like local bands, so I think eventually give them a bit of a spotlight would be fun.
Oh, dude, that'd be so sick.
Yeah, I know a couple local bands, and I've actually talked to like probably about 2 people I know in bands, and they were both actually seemed interested. We haven't set anything up, but they're like, yeah, if you're doing a podcast, I'd love to come on.
So, ladies and gentlemen,
So that'll be fun.
all the bands you don't even want to hear.
Yeah, we got.
We're gonna put them on a podcast.
Yeah, we got the most You ever heard of these guys?
They
Probably
can't
not,
even-
but
They
check them
can't even
out.
get through a 4-minute song.
Yeah.
But let's put them on an hour-and-a-half podcast and try to output some of their personality.
Yeah. No, no. At least one of the bands I asked is really good. But I'm not going to say which. So
I know,
they'll
50,
both think
50.
they'll both think one of them is the one I'm talking about.
They're
I
like,
won't
"Oh,
tell them.
he wouldn't say that about our band."
Every time I've been, I'm like, by the way, I was referring to yours, of course, and I'll say that to both.
You're just that guy. You're just drunk and hanging out with people, and they're like, "You didn't mean our band, right?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, no."
No, yours is the one
No,
I
no,
said
no.
was good. Yeah.
Do the whisper in their ear. Trust me.
Then after we have 3 bands on, then the odds of them being the good one is even lower. They're like, wait a minute. The more I get on, eventually they're all going to be pitted against me. They're like, wait a minute, who are you referring to?
But at that point, you're too big to care.
Yeah, because we'll brought in all their fans, you know.
Yeah, we sucked them all away.
Yeah.
We used them for all they're worth.
Mm-hmm.
Put them to the wayside.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to use people to climb up the ladder here. I just can't. Well, am I? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's the classic Shakespearean conundrum where it was I forget which one it was, but it was the look at all the bodies you've piled to get here. You just have to pile this many more to get where you were supposed to go in the first place. And if you don't get there, you wasted all the lives that were
Yeah.
lost. It's like it's such a
That's
intense
dark.
conundrum. I know.
Yeah. We aren't planning on killing our guests, just so you guys are clear.
But I'm just saying, if the body count starts going up, we have to honor those people.
Oh, yeah.
By continuing to climb the ladder.
If we accidentally kill them, we'll respect the dead. Don't worry.
We'll honor them.
It won't be in haste. It won't be wasted. Don't worry.
We're gonna get there.
We'll make sure their lives mattered.
We're gonna get to those pearly gates.
Yeah, we'll climb the stairway to heaven, built out of bodies of our friends' bands, of their bandmates.
What were those guys were there? And you're like, oh, those were the bodacious honeycombs.
Yeah. This episode of Murderous Neighbors. Hello Neighbors. Isn't that a game? Like,
Hello Neighbors?
Yeah, it's something. I don't know. It's like
Could be.
I think it's like a horror game, but it's like a childish one.
Nah, I don't know.
You don't know what it is?
I don't know,
I think my little brother plays it, but
Yeah, that's because
that's who we are.
Your little brother's
He's
your
a
little
child.
brother.
And he's a child.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
fair. Okay. That's
What do you
fair.
think? Jake and I are in the same ballpark of hobbies.
Well, some.
I don't play Minecraft anymore.
No,
That's the start.
Minecraft's boring.
Whoa. Now you just cut off out of all the
I'm just
demographics
kidding.
we
I'm
have
just
cut off in the past, Jamie. Minecraft might be one of the biggest crimes.
Which I'm kidding. I used to love it, and I did play it a lot. I'm just not creative enough for it. I'm just too bored. Like I'm just like, oh, I have to do things myself. Same with Animal Crossing. I was super into Animal
Jamie,
Crossing.
that's like life in general for you, though. Anytime you find a point of opposition, you're like, oh,
That's not true in every
that's
area.
inconvenient.
In some areas, for sure. But no, Animal Crossing. It's funny because that's literally a game about chores, and it's like I've actually got to a point sometimes where I'm playing, and I'm like, this is so much work to do what I want to do. And I'm like, you know what? Never mind. I'm like too lazy to play a video game.
This is I have to pick how many apples?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That game really is like just a chores. But
I haven't heard about it recently. It was all the craze around Christmas of last year. Everybody's talking about Animal Crossing, but I don't know. My dad and my sister were playing it, and they were raving about it. And
yeah,
now I haven't heard anything. I'll have to get an update.
It's fun.
If you're listening to this, guys, give me an update. Are you guys still
people
playing
still like
Animal
Animal
Crossing?
Crossing?
I don't know.
Leave a comment on SoundCloud. On Spotify.
Benny, look that up. Do you know anything about pop culture?
Benny, do you play Animal Crossing?
This might not be something you can Google, but just give us an anecdote.
Yeah, just tell us, Benny. For people who are just tuning in, Benny is our fact-checking ghost.
And what we do
here
is
in the cabin.
when we bring up Benny, we both stare at an empty point in the room.
Yeah, we're actually staring out off into the corner right now. we're
Benny,
actually
what are you doing?
summoning something here.
Oh, he's out to dinner.
Oh, he's not even here.
He doesn't do anything.
He's useless. Come on, man. Get it together. Don't you know we film on Mondays? Come on.
Spirits don't have the balls to do anything practical like Ghostbusters.
Yeah. So maybe he got ghost busted. Maybe that's why he's not here.
He got busted.
Yeah.
He was doing ghost stuff.
He's doing bad ghost stuff. And I guess
Jamie,
rip Benny. No, I'm just
are
kidding.
ghosts connected to morality?
To morality.
Like, do they?
The
do they
Holy
have
Ghost
the-
is, that's for sure. No. What do you mean?
All right, Jamie.
What do you
No,
mean?
I meant do they have the same moral constraints we do? You want another hot take, Jamie?
I would say the screaming banshees who haunt people. They're not very moral. They're not very moral.
Well, why is that bad?
To scream and scare people.
Yeah, why is that bad?
You know what? It's all in good fun.
See, it's all in good taste.
Respect your local ghosts.
I'd like to emphasize that I don't really know where I'm going with that.
Yeah. All I want to say is respect your ghosts.
Dude, if anything, I'm just being snarky.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a very snarky podcast.
I just like to fucking poke you.
Yeah, we're being snarks. Is that a word? I don't know.
It's not.
It is now. See? In the beginning of the podcast, we said we're coming up with lingo.
Snarks.
Well, we're going to our fans are called snarks.
You can use it. I'm not.
Hello, snarks.
I'm not using it.
Everyone's like, what does that mean? It's like, I don't know.
You know, do you ever see those things?
This is
Did you
bullshit. I don't
ever
know what
watch
we're
those?
saying.
Dude, you know, like back in the day when YouTube was first coming out, did you ever? Okay, so you see those videos where you go, wow, those people are gonna make it, And then you see those videos where people are trying to do something and make it work, and you're like, wow, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Wow, that is the least funny thing I've ever heard.
Feeling a little called out here, Austin. I'm just kidding.
So when you say something like snarks, there are people that have unironically taken an idea like that and run with it.
Totally, yeah.
And I had to watch that.
That's fair.
Wow.
Yeah.
Awful.
It is funny because, like, I obviously like supporting people's little projects, and when people I know are being creative and stuff, I like supporting it. But you gotta admit, there's the odd time where someone will be like, "Check this out," and you do, and you're just like, ugh.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Like
That's all you can say.
I'm
You're just
talking to you.
speechless.
I'm talking to you, hometown rappers. I'm just kidding.
I mean, you know
I'm
what?
just kidding. Not all of them, but I have. I'm not actually being an ass because there are obviously good ones.
Well, Jamie, the only question you ask in that position is, what's worse, the music or the video? And the worst part
Sometimes
is,
you
Jamie,
can't choose.
And you know what the worst part is? It's a music video.
Yeah, so it's like you're like, maybe if I just don't watch the video, it'll be good, and you're like, oh
Oh
that
no!
didn't
Okay,
help.
let me try muting the audio and just watching the
Yeah,
video.
yeah, sir. I got this money and my girls, my bitches, y'all.
Thank you, Jamie.
That's my mixtape, guys. Check it out.
And it's being done out of like a condo that they're paying $400 a month for.
Yeah, they rent all these cars.
The
and stuff.
drywall's like deteriorating.
Yeah, got Louis,
Got money
Fendi,
in the bank.
got Fendi. Yeah,
Buying scratch tickets to like get rich.
but I like when you tell someone about something that you kind of have to pretend you like it, and which I'm sure has happened when I've told people even about this podcast.
Well, Jamie, that's because you're agreeable. Okay, I'm not like that.
So you'll be an ass. You'll be like, that sucked.
Well,
someone works super hard on.
You say it's being an ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do the dude a favor, or the girl a favor.
Music is subjective, What if just because you don't like it, sometimes
Jamie?
Yeah.
I don't buy that bullshit.
What do you mean?
It's not. It's subjective, but there's a certain degree of
So you're
criteria.
saying anything that's popular is good? Because I disagree with that.
No, what I'm
100%.
saying is there needs to be a certain degree of criteria for it to even be in the ballpark of success.
that's true.
Like if it's like musically, it's just boring, it's repetitive, it doesn't do anything new or interesting to me. The lyrics are just copy and paste. Come on, like, okay, fine, it's subjective, and I'm sure that there are some people who liked it, but I'm like, and you know what? I would
Their
say
mom
this.
probably liked it.
How about this? I won't even say anything because they're so far off the mark
Yeah.
that there's no way you could possibly give them input that's going to
Like it's-
orient them
yeah.
towards success.
Well, exactly. You could tell if something's just absolutely not palatable at all. Exactly.
Actually, I will say this, okay? And I don't know if a lot of people realize this, but if you made something and somebody's actually willing to give you well thought out criticism, that means that they liked it enough to point out what was missing.
Yeah.
Because they can go like, "Oh, dude, I loved," like they'll be like, like, "Oh, like this, only these things bothered me."
Yeah.
Then that's when you're like, "Oh, I'm actually pretty close," because people are willing to give you input. If people are walking up and going, "That's good, man,"
Yeah.
they clearly don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They thought it was so bad that they're like, I'm not even going to waste headspace trying to figure out why what you just made was awful. That's how it registers to me.
Okay, that's true to a point. However, I would say there are certain things where I don't actually have criticism because it's just kind of their own thing, and there are times I literally am just like, that was good, and I have nothing really to critique. I would say that happens.
It's
sometimes something just has their personality on it, and it's something that like they did it their way, and there are situations where it's like, I have no input here, but I liked it. There are definitely cases where I will just simply compliment something and move on.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying. Like, yeah, if someone does take the time to critique something, it does mean they are trying to look out for you.
I would like to
argue.
emphasize though, Jamie, I have definitely offended people in the past, and now and as I said, it's a mixed bag. Either people love the fact that I spent a lot of time criticizing something, or as I said, or it comes across offensive, or I'm just like, it's just not on the mark.
Yeah.
So nowadays, when people ask me, I just say, do you really want my input?
Yeah.
I'm like, do you seriously want my input, or are you just looking for another thumbs up?
That's a scary phrase. Do you really want my input? And then instantly you're like,
well,
ooh,
it's more like, are you willing to take this criticism and accept it?
depends. Am I gonna cry?
Well, because dude, it's your baby. When you're making stuff like that, you obviously love it. You're the one who made it. You 100% love what you made.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing is, you need to be ready to accept that people might not have liked it as much, and try to improve it based on that input. But man, dude, that's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Is taking a new input and applying it to your ideas.
Yeah. Oh,
and
exactly.
dude, kudos to anybody who actually does do that because, dude, it's hard. That feel, you know, that feeling you get where you make something, you're like, oh, I enjoyed this, and somebody says, oh, it's not that good. Your heart just wrenches. You're oh.
Yeah, pretty much anything I've ever done in life.
I thought that
I'm
was
just
the best
kidding.
thing since sliced bread.
Yeah. No.
This person says they wouldn't wipe their ass with what I just made.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what's something funny though? So like since listening to the last like couple, I've realized like when I listen to myself, there's been so many times where I've said things that I'm like, I got what I meant, but I didn't explain it well enough that I'm like instantly like, oh, I'm already creating like this crazy illusion of who I like. Sometimes I'll say things and it sounds like I'm saying something I literally don't even mean. Have you noticed that about yourself when you listen back? Or is there anything you notice you misexplained? Because like, I don't know. Like,
well, I criticize how I structure things.
Yeah.
So
yes, me too. And I've listened
definitely like growing in terms of speaking correctly. Like for example, I say like too much.
Yeah.
And I can analyze that.
Like what do you mean? I just that was a joke, everyone.
But even when I was doing like the we did a highlight video, I even noticed when I was doing that I was doing the like, and I was doing it in like 3 sentences in a row, which you know
3 sentences.
3 like I would do it consecutively, and when you listen to a lot of those professionals on podcasts or doing stand-up, you can tell they're constantly cycling new words in or new ways to put
consciously
things.
not saying that.
You know, it's actually extremely intentional. So I'm definitely trying to be intentional about just trying to constantly find new ways to say things and not recycle the same words over and over again, you know.
Yeah.
By the way, we're already over an hour, so we gotta start packing this in.
Golly gee.
Put it all in a suitcase.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for listening. This has been episode 4 of the Real Neighbours podcast. Share with everyone you know, please.
We go straight for the hard stop.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we gotta stick
Breaks
to it.
on. Yeah.
We might as well. All right. We gotta save some conversation for the next time.
That's true.
All right. Take care, everyone.
Thank you so much, guys,
Stay
for tuning
safe.
in. Have a good night.
Yes. I almost said you too. Bye.